Yesterday, I received bad information regarding the so-called good news that I mentioned about the new requirements by IATF. And this is based on conversation I had with the Philippine immigration. Well, apparently the Philippine immigration and the IATF were not sort of in sync with each other on what this all means, where they now require a return ticket, and also you have to be fully vaccinated if you are a foreigner visiting the country. Well, I got some bad information, and this will give you the update. Stay with me, that's what we'll talk about. This morning, I just received a reply from the Bureau of Immigration because I asked for something in writing. And instead, they just sent this today, February 8, and this is a press release, but this is coming from the Bureau of Immigration. So this doesn't necessarily mean it's coming from the press. This, I assume, is endorsed by the Philippine immigration as being official. So this is what we'll take a look at. This is now in writing, and you will see what they're talking about. I still have one question though, and I don't like the news. Let's take a look at it. This is dated February 8, and it's marked press release, but it's coming from the Philippine immigration. Bureau of Immigration says not all alien tourists can enter PH without a visa beginning February 10. I understand that. The BI clarified that only fully vaccinated foreigners coming from more than 150 countries, actually it's 157 countries, in an executive order can enter the Philippines without a visa starting on February 10th. All right? Here is the list of countries whose nationals can enter the Philippines without a visa. That means when you enter the Philippines, no visa, that's when they will give you the 30-day permit to enter the country. And you can see United States is included here. This is a list, again, list of countries where somebody, a foreigner coming in, will not be required to have a visa. Any country outside of the 157 will need to have a visa. In an advisory, BI Commissioner Jaime Morente said foreigners whose country of nationality is not listed under Executive Number 408, that's the one, cannot avail of a visa-free privilege. Thus, they are required to secure visas before traveling the Philippines. Now, this is visa, okay? This has nothing to do yet with the requirement. Under the said EO executive order, nationals from 157 countries may be admitted into the country without a visa for an initial stay of 30 days. Initial means that's the initial. You can extend it, okay? Said countries include Canada, Japan, Singapore, US, New Zealand, Malaysia, and South Korea. Those are the popular countries where people are coming from. Morante said that foreign tourists from countries not listed in that list that I showed you, 157 countries, need to secure a 9A and an entry exemption document. If you're not one of the 157 countries, you need that. Otherwise, you don't need an entry exemption document. You don't need a 9A visa. You will be given that at the point of entry through any of the Philippine embassies or consulates abroad. That's clear. They should also be fully vaccinated. Remember, earlier I said all foreigners must be fully vaccinated, or they will be denied entry even if they have valid 9A visa and EED. So you may have a visa, but if you're not vaccinated, you could be denied. The BI chief stressed that all foreigners entering the country are now required to present the appropriate proof of full vaccination, and we're not going to talk about what is proof, okay? But they want full vaccination as set by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Disease, or they will be turned back at the airports and booked on first available flight to their point of origin. You'll be sent back. So you have to be vaccinated, and you have to have the proof of vaccination. Morente, meanwhile, explained that former Filipinos qualified to avail of the 1-year balikbayan privilege should also be fully vaccinated. Former Filipinos. That means this is the balikbayan, okay? Will need to be fully vaccinated before they could enter the country. The Balikbayan program allows former Filipinos, including their foreign spouse and dependents who are traveling with them, to enter the country visa-free for 1 year. We know that. The IATF, I don't know, MEID, also ruled that arriving alien tourists are required to present a negative test taken 48 hours prior to their departure from their country of origin, a return ticket, and it says arriving alien tourist. Return ticket, a passport valid for at least 6 months, and a travel health insurance for COVID-19 with minimum coverage of $35,000 valid for the entire duration of their stay. The question I have here is arriving alien tourist. Okay, we talked before about, well, there was a statement said that all foreign tourists will be required. And see, they're mixing the visa, okay? And then it says here, balikbayan, foreign Filipinos, including their foreign spouse and dependents who are traveling with them. We know that. That's for visa. Now we want to know about travel, medical insurance, health insurance, and the return ticket requirement. They also ruled that arriving alien tourists are required to present negative PCR test. Okay, I understand that. Taken 48 hours, I understand that. A return ticket, passport, I understand that, and a travel health insurance for the entire duration of their stay. Well, balikbayans are usually limited up to 1 year. So are you going to say they will get, if they're staying for 12 months, they'll get 12 monthly insurance? And also, why will they have to get a return ticket? So the question I have is, my question are foreign spouses and arriving balikbayan considered arriving alien tourists and therefore required to have a return ticket and travel insurance? I understand the visa portion, but I don't understand this. Also, if a balikbayan is going to stay for 1 year, let's just say, I don't think you can get a reservation for one year ahead of time. I don't really think so. There was a comment made by one person or one of my viewers in New Zealand, and he said he cannot get a health insurance because it's the Philippines, meaning the insurance companies were excluding Philippines from coverage. So if you go to the Philippines, you're not covered. Another person said, I'm 89 years old and they cannot give me any insurance or medical insurance because of my age. Well, I'm sure some insurance companies will not allow you if you're 60, 70, 80. So there are those two. That means they cannot go in. That's a question. That's a question that I think the Philippines still has to answer. And by the way, I did send another email to the Philippine immigration to get an answer on this. I am clear, very clear on the visa requirements. Not a problem there. But this one is still confusing. So I'm sorry to say, guys, that there's still so much mass confusion out there in spite of this clarification. They should make a distinction, or they should classify Filipino citizens, dual citizens is to be sure, although dual citizens are also Filipino citizens, balikbayan, and tourists other than balikbayan, because the balikbayans could also be tourists. In most cases, they are tourists, okay, and they could be staying longer than 30 days, of course, because they're allowed up to 1 year. And that is the question. So I'm sorry, guys. I can only deliver the news to you as I hear it, and this is the latest that I got. Once I get a response from the Bureau of Immigration on this other issue, I want to know about foreign spouses and arriving balikbayan people. Okay? By that, I'm talking about if I'm Filipino but now an American citizen, I could go back as a balikbayan, and then if I'm married to an American woman, then she is the foreigner. So, foreigner and arriving balikbayan, are they considered arriving alien tourist? Subject to this return ticket requirement and health insurance requirement. That's all I had for today. I hope we get a better news. Thanks for watching. Please do share this with other people, and I'll appreciate it if you can click like and do subscribe to my channel unless you have already done so. Thank you. Make it a great day, and God bless.